Good evening. This meeting will come to order. This is a Zoning Board of Appeals May 2017 meeting. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, roll call, please.
Mr. Gettinger and Ms. Huber-Happy have indicated that they cannot attend tonight. Mr. Tuzzola?
Here.
Mr. Vicino?
Here.
Mr. Soda?
Here.
Ms. Ferrante? Here. Mr. Dubois?
Here.
Thank you.
Also present, Meg Green, our recording secretary, and Stephen Harris, our zoning officer. With the absence of Mr. Gettinger tonight, Mr. Dubois, will you fill in for him, please? Okay. If anyone feels that there's a member on this board that might be a conflict of interest to their application, to their hearing, let us know. Mr. Secretary. Okay. Anyone here for item number 5 on our agenda? 212 Honeycomb Lane. It has been postponed. Okay. With that, start.
Item number 1, which is 34 Hillside Avenue, MPB 49717, 6 in an R5 zone. James D'Amato, agent for White Oaks Terrace LLC owner. Vary section 3.1.4.1, front yard setback to 7.3 feet where 10 feet required. Side yard setback to 2.8 where 5 required.
Good evening. Go ahead, sir. Identify yourself and your address, please.
Good evening, Board. My name is James D'Amato of 1 American Way in Milford. I am here as a member of White Oaks Terrace LLC at 183 Corey Road in Milford. We wish to demolish a single-family home located at 34 Hillside Avenue. We are seeking 2 variances for a new 2-story residence. We are requesting a variance of Regulation 3.1.4.1, the schedule of lot and building requirements for R5 one-family residential district. We are seeking a reduction of the front yard setback from 10 foot to 7.3 foot. Also a side yard reduction of 5 foot to 2.8 foot. The existing home currently has a side yard of 2.8 foot. With the creation of the lot at 30 foot wide in a 50 foot zone, we are at a hardship to fit a 20 foot wide house on the lot. If we are granted the variances, it will allow us to achieve off-street parking for the residents, which it currently does not have, and allow us to comply with Regulation 5.1.4. I also have my land surveyor, Andrew Flanagan, here tonight to help me answer any of the questions the board might have.
Okay, you just stated that the front was 7.3?
Yes.
That's the site, isn't it? Is this on Paris Street or it's on Hillside Avenue?
It's on the corner of Hillside and Paris Street.
Right. But the variance is on the side, on the Paris Street side.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, one of the front yard variance is on the Paris Street side of the building, and the side yard is the line directly opposite that.
Okay, I understood him as saying it was the front.
It's the front, yeah, front and side.
Okay, all right, because it's a corner.
Pardon?
Because it's a corner.
Yes.
Okay, all right, go ahead. Any questions for this gentleman? Mr. Soto, do you have a question? Go ahead.
You don't have a full survey, do you? All I have is this little copy.
Wait, there's a full set.
No, I got a full set of plans. I don't have a survey. I just went through it.
Mr. Soda, we always have the files with us, so there's a full survey always in the file.
I have a question to you.
What size of the house you're taking down?
Size is
The house approximate size is 35 by 18. I'm sorry, Andrew J. Flanagan. Andrew Flanagan, I'm a land surveyor. All right, Andrew Flanagan, 1460 New Haven Avenue, Milford. I'm the land surveyor that prepared the plan. And the approximate size of the existing house is roughly 18 by 35.
And is that going back in the same footprint, or?
We're going to put it on the westerly side, right at the same side, which is currently at an offset to the existing property line of 2.8 feet. We're going to maintain that offset and then push it out because that new house is proposed at 19.88 feet, roughly 19 foot 10 and a half inches, which would create a front yard setback of 7.3 along Paris Street.
Yard setback.
8.8,
And what's it going to be now?
7.3.
Okay.
Excuse me, Mr. Flanagan, the address of your firm for the record,
It's
please.
1460 New Haven Avenue.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Any other questions? No? Anyone else speaking in favor of this application? Anyone here opposed to this application? You have a question? Okay, go ahead.
Quick,
Mr. Facino.
Yeah, quick question. You had mentioned that you wanted to obviously put off-street parking in there. So are you saying that you could not put off-street parking in if you do not reduce the nonconformity to 7.3 feet on the front yard? Can you still get off-street parking and leave it at 8.8?
The off-street parking is going to be actually a garage underneath the house. Currently, there is no off-street parking on the lot. The rear part of the lot is enclosed by a fence.
Right, but I'm saying it doesn't preclude you. If you shrink the house, you can still get off-street parking, correct?
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, any other questions? Okay. Okay, this hearing's closed. Okay, what are your thoughts? Pretty much in the
He's
same...
pretty much putting it back in the same spot. yeah.
footprint.
I don't have any problems with this.
I believe I did ask if anyone was opposed. Okay. And there was no opposition to this. Sarah? I'm sorry, did you have a
I don't
comment?
have a problem with the 2.8, as that's exactly where it was before. I don't exactly have a problem with the 7.3, but I'm mulling it over.
Right, and I guess I'm a little bit further than mulling it over. I'm vocalizing that that would be inconsistent with what we typically do. We try and keep them within the same footprint. And I did ask the question to the applicant if they could still maintain the off-street parking by maintaining their current setback at the lesser nonconformity. So it's small, but it's inconsistent with what we typically grant.
But if you look at, the house is 19.88, and they just jogged it over a little bit to the Paris Street side. The other side is 2.8. We can't really go back that.
John, it is a 30-foot wide lot. That's pretty narrow. And it's less than a 20-foot house. That's kind of narrow, too.
Okay, so we need a motion, if you're ready for one. Any more discussion?
You ready for one, John? I make a motion to approve.
Second.
Approval is based on the hardship of the narrowness of the lot.
We have a motion to approve, and we have a second on the motion. Mr. Dubois?
With the motion.
Mr. Soda?
With the motion.
Mr. Facino?
I'm with the motion.
Ms. Ferranti?
With the motion.
I'm with the motion. It's approved.
Item number 2 on our agenda this evening is 36 Roselle Street, which is an MPB 43/304/62 in a CDD-1 zone. Peter Stark, Esquire, for Marilyn Drew, owner. Section 9.2.1, appeal the decision of the zoning enforcement officer regarding a cease and desist order dated February 1st of 2017.
Okay, this particular hearing, 36 Roselle Street, it's going to be extended till June, so we are leaving this hearing open. So we can go on to item number 3.
Item number 3 this evening is 3 Clinton Street, MPB 71/756/5 in an R7.5 zone. Scott Mundy, agent for Kathy Walker, owner. Vary section 3.1.4.1, rear yard setback to 3.1 feet where 20 required, side yard setback to 3.1 where 5 feet required, and front yard setback to 17.9 where 20 required. Additionally, 6.3.2 to expand a non-conforming structure, all to build addition.
Good evening. Scott Mundy, registered land surveyor in the state of Connecticut. My business address is box 3158, 300 Pepe's Farm Road in Milford. There are 2 things that we're trying to accomplish in addition to a house on an existing non-conforming lot, and also there's a shed existing on the lot that encroaches into the neighboring property that will be removed. Any questions?
That's it. You're all set with your presentation? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I do.
All right. Let me ask you about the shed then. The shed had been on the neighbor's property all these years. Any idea?
Yeah. Yes.
And the owner that's in this particular house right now, is it still the same owner that has been dealing with that?
I'm not sure about that, but I do have an email from the current owner that is okay with the project. Also have a petition from the adjoining neighbors.
Well, I know the shed's going to be, you mentioned it's going to be removed, but I was just curious to how long it would have been 5 foot over the line, you know, with the neighbor. So.
I originally did a survey back in '05, and it was over the line back then.
All right, any questions for this gentleman? Go ahead, Mr. Soto.
Okay. It just says addition. Where are you adding the addition on? I don't see anywhere on the survey here.
It's going to be on the west side of the house.
Okay.
Mr. Soto, if you look on your map, you see
How much are you adding on?
Hold on one second.
the stippled area.
Go ahead.
It's a hatched area with dots on the west side of the house.
Okay, did you have a question on it? No. Go ahead, Mr. Soto.
Why are you going so big with the addition? What's it for?
My client hasn't gotten architectural plans. The footprint will probably be smaller. But we didn't feel it'd be warranted to hire an architect and spend the money and not get the variance. And we thought. Pardon me?
You might make it smaller, but you're going for maximum now, or?
Yeah.
Well, kind of like putting the.
Well, I mean, that was a good question. I was going to ask the same question. The addition is actually another third the size of the house that's already exists there, and it is pretty much. Although they're taking the shed out, that's even beside the point. It's still 3.7 foot on the back side there. So. Okay. Any other questions for this gentleman? Anyone else here speaking in favor of this application?
I have some letters.
Okay, you can bring those forward.
Thank you.
Speaking to the mic, Scott.
A letter from the Borough of Woodmont, the immediate adjoining neighbor's petition, and the direct neighbor to the west where the shed encroaches.
Anyone else in favor? Anyone here opposed? Any additional questions? Go ahead, Ms. Ferranti.
Can you state the hardship again?
It's a existing non-conforming lot in an R.75 zone. The lot's been there since the 20s, and it doesn't conform to the current zoning regulations in area and in width.
Any more questions? Go ahead.
Did you think about relocating, I know you got the driveway there, but sliding the whole thing so it's equal to the porch, or you won't be able to get a car? You're still going to be parking there, or? This isn't a garage addition,
There's
is
going to be
it?
a garage under and one space.
Oh,
on
it's a
the
garage
driveway.
underneath?
Yes.
So this is a two-story addition?
Correct.
All set? Okay, this hearing's closed. We'll have an answer for you shortly, sir. Okay, what are your thoughts? Yes?
Sorry?
We're all set. This hearing's closed.
Oh, thank you.
And I said we'll have a decision for you shortly.
Thank you.
Okay?
All right, Joe, my thoughts are, it's a very large addition for the lot. And they don't even know what they're going to do with it yet. They might make it smaller, might make it bigger. I think they're here a little premature, and we don't even have any elevations on the addition.
Well, we can deny without prejudice, and they can come back with a new plan.
Yeah, I agree. I don't feel comfortable approving a certain setback without any actual plans.
Right, I wanna see what they're
because that
building.
will withstand. Yeah.
We need a motion.
I make a motion to deny without prejudice.
Second.
All right, we have a motion to deny without prejudice. We have a second on the motion. Mr. Dubois?
With the motion.
Mr. Soto?
With the motion.
Mr. Vicino?
I'm with the motion.
Ms. Ferranti?
With the motion.
I'm with the motion, denied without prejudice.
Item number 4, 50 Bray Avenue, MPB 15/43/8 in an R10 zone. Thomas Lynch, attorney for Baham Investments LLC owner. Vary section 3.1.4.1, front yard setback to 19.5 feet where 25 is required. Rear yard setback to 20 feet where 25 required. Section 4.1.4, front yard projection, thank you, sir, to 18.5 feet where 21 permitted. Rear yard projection to 19 feet where 21 permitted.
Good evening, Mr. Lynch.
Good evening,
It's
Mr.
up to
Chairman.
you. Go ahead.
Mr. Chairman, members of the board, just for the record, my name is Thomas Lynch. I'm an attorney with the law firm Lynch, Trimbicki, and Boynton, and my office is located here in Milford at 63 Cherry Street. And I'm here tonight with my client, Buddy Field. Buddy is a familiar face before this board and the Planning and Zoning Board. Is a home builder here in Milford for the last 25 years, and this is an application for allowing the construction of a single-family residence located at 50 Bray Avenue in the Devon section of Milford, which was approved by Stephen back on March 22nd, 2017 as a legal building lot under 642 of our zoning regulations. We made an application for certification. I submitted the requisite evidence to Stephen. This particular lot is the combination of 3 lots on a 1900 map of Bray Park in the Devon section of Milford. It's on file in our town clerk's office as map number D254. And in my letter that I submitted on March 3rd to Stephen, I went through all the requisite statements that are necessary for the zoning office to recognize this as a legal non-conforming lot. Subsequent to Stephen's issuance of his approval letter, the placard was posted for 15 days on the property. The 15 days has now lapsed, and we're before you with an application to build a single-family residence that we feel is in conformity with the area. Buddy handed out to you a packet of exhibits that we are submitting to you. The front page shows an elevation of the house. It's going to be a 3-bedroom colonial. As depicted on the survey that we submitted with the application, the size of the house is 25 feet by 50 feet, which is a standard 3-bedroom colonial. The hardship here is that the property is located on the corner of Miller Avenue and Bray Avenue. So we've made this argument to you before on numerous other occasions that with a non-conforming lot that's located on the corner and with the requirement of holding a front yard setback off of both streets, it creates a hardship so that a reasonably sized house can't be built. The second page of our handout to you shows what could be built by right. There are a number of houses across Milford that are similar to this. It's a 20-foot, 3-story intrusive house that, again, with 3 stories up in a skinny house, it really doesn't conform with this area. So the plans are to request by way of this application a variance of the front yard setback from 25 feet to 19 feet off of Miller Avenue. And in the rear, in lieu of having a deck where we would be looking for another variance, perhaps for a deck on the rear of the house, we've proposed a patio so that the standard size 25 by 50 foot colonial would then fit on the lot in the center of the lot, and that would necessitate then the request for the rear yard setback from the 25 feet to the 20 feet requested. The last couple of pages of our handout that we've given to you show, by way of the GPS map, how this property conforms with the other houses in close proximity to it. The third page of our handout shows the subject property at 50 Bray Avenue, and adjacent thereto at 56 Bray Avenue is a single-family residence with an 11-foot setback off of Bray Avenue. Directly across the street at 35 Bray Avenue, there's a residence with a 22-foot setback, and then behind the proposed house at 55 Bray Avenue, which loops around behind the back of the property, there's a 20-foot setback off of Miller Avenue. And then lastly, directly across the street at 40 Bray Avenue, there's a residence that's been there for many years, and it shows a side yard, a front yard setback off of Miller Avenue of 17 feet and a 10-foot setback of the front yard off of Bray Avenue. So again, reiterating the point, a residence can be built on this lot. It's the same argument that we've made before. What kind of residence? We propose here to have a very attractive house that would fit in with the neighborhood rather than a 3-story narrow house, and the application, I think, speaks for itself. If there's any questions, either Buddy or I could answer them for you.
Is this a 2-story house?
It's a 2-story house, yes.
Just one.
It's going to be 2,100 square feet, Joe. The size of the house is 25 by 50, and then with the garage area netted out from the gross living area, the net would be approximately 2,100 square feet.
I just wanted to confirm that it was a 2-story. Any questions for Attorney Lynch? No? Anyone else here speaking in favor of this application? Anyone here opposed? Anyone here opposed to this application? Okay. Any additional questions, board? We all set? Okay, this hearing's closed. I think the plans to, as what could be put in there as opposed to what's being proposed to put in there, I'm fine with it. It does fit in with the neighborhood, with the point being a home right across the street had the 17-foot. Right, so it fits into the neighborhood. Your comments?
Yeah, I think it's fine. I'd rather see that than a three-story, 20-foot wide one. So I have no problem with it.
We need a motion?
Make a motion to approve.
Second the motion.
Approval is based on the hardship of the corner lot.
We have a motion to approve. We have a second on the motion. Mr. Dubois?
With the motion.
Mr. Soda?
With the motion.
Mr. Vecino?
With the motion.
Ms. Ferranti?
With the motion.
I'm with the motion. It's approved. Okay, item number 5 was postponed. Next would be new business. Any new business? No? Okay. Any old business? No old business, okay. Staff update.
This, your microphone. Yeah, Phil,
Can you use your microphone, please?
Yes, Phyllis Leggett is retiring in June.
Oh, okay. That's staff update, okay.
I just wanted to note that the correction Ms. Huber Happy asked for was made.
Is that for April, or? I thought
That
it
was for
the month before.
No, I
No,
think.
there was no March, that's right.
Yeah, it was for April.
Okay. The acceptance of the minutes. Motion?
Sorry, February.
I make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
Okay. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Any other business? Motion to adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn.
Okay, this meeting is adjourned.